Hey guys, this is LukeZeme from LukeZemePhotography, and today we're just doing a quick little tutorial on showing you how I remove noise from my photographs. There are various ways that noise can get into your photographs. We won't be going into that today. Today I'm just going to show you how we go about removing it whilst trying to keep some of those juicy details in your photographs. So this is the product I use called Topaz DeNoise, and it's into its 6th version now. It's a fantastic little product because it's got so many options to try and get it just right. Also, Topaz actually asked me to pass on a discount for you guys. It is 15% off on any of these Topaz products with the code LukeZemePhotography. That's just one word, and I'll have it in the description below, as well as the link to Topaz. I wanted to show you guys with HDR photography that you can often get noise, usually in the sky, but you can also get it in smoother areas of your image. But what it works really well with HDR photography is in your textures and your shadows. I love all this kind of stuff, usually on roads, in streets. It works great, especially at night. So like after rain, HDR photography looks amazing. But at the same time, in these other areas up here where you've got a lot of noise in this building, it just doesn't look great, and we're going to show you how to get rid of that. And in the sky, this is even worse, and we can get rid of all of this with Topaz DeNoise. So how would you use it? You have two options. So you have this standalone option, which you don't need Photoshop or any other program to use. So you just load it up and just drag and drop your image, or there's a browse feature here. So we won't be using that. Now the other option is how I'd use it. So this is in Photoshop. So I load up my image in here, and the next thing, just use the padlock down here on the layers. So I'm going to give you a full tutorial now on how to do it in Photoshop. So beginning with the layers panel, we want to duplicate this layer. So that is Command J on the Mac. And we're just going to load up our Topaz DeNoise on this top layer here. So we just go up to the filter panel and to Topaz. As you can see, I have the whole collection. So we're just going to do 6, and 6 improved on 5 by adding a whole bunch of features for individual cameras. So if you come over here on the left, I'll show you. You can select if you have different presets for Canon, Fujifilm, Nikon, Sony, and go from there. But I just like to start with these Topaz DeNoise 5 presets. They're pretty much all you need to create a great image. And what I'm going to show you is a 2-step process. Most of the time you'll only need to use one, but because I've got 2 different areas of noise in the sky, it's very more intense than in the building. So I'll just zoom in here 200%. What I want to do is get rid of this noise here. So if we just press, this is a before, right? I might come out to 100%. So we're using the light preset. You can see that removes a little bit. I'm working in RAW, so I'm not using the JPEG preset. If we move a little bit further up, so down into the light, a little bit more, moderate. And you can see that really starting to smooth over now. Just to give you an extreme example, I'll come all the way down the bottom of the preset list to strongest with debanding. Debanding is another type of noise, which is completely different to what is called, see, this type of noise is called salt and pepper noise, obviously because it looks like someone had a salt and pepper shaker and they kind of threw it all over your image. Anyway, I think what I want to do is something around the light area, between light and moderate. So what I would do is probably choose light and then add a little bit more over here on the right where you can fully adjust each part of the preset. So I want to keep detail but increase the strength a little bit. So maybe bring this up to around 12, scroll down and just bring a little bit more detail into this. You just click OK after that and it will process the image and take it back into Photoshop. Okay, back in Photoshop. So let's have a look at the results here. So I've kept a little bit of texture here like I wanted to. And you can see the before right there. So I could have smoothed this right out with the highest level there. But I just think you want to keep a little bit, tiny little bit of noise just to keep that sense of realism about your photo. If you smoothed this right out, it might start looking a bit like a anime or a manga type image, and that's not what you want. So you want to keep a tiny bit. So now what I'll show you what I do is I mask in what I want, and that helps you to just keep the juicy details of your particular image how you want it. Let's just add a mask down here. Boom. The next thing, come over here, is this paint bucket tool. We're going to fill in this area. So we need to switch this around. You can hit this little arrow here, or the hotkey is X. So I just use X. And left click on your image. Bam. That will basically, you'll see a black square over here on your mask, but it essentially has hidden this layer. And what we're going to do now is using a white brush. So select your brush, or B is the hotkey. You can use whatever opacity you'd like. So 100%. Let's just use that to show the effect. We're going to basically reveal the denoise layer we just created. So if I just move it like that, and let's do here, you can see the noise is removing because it's basically painting in that layer of denoise. So you can go through the image and doing it manually and removing all the noise, for me, just on this building for now. And do it a little bit faster now. You've seen how it's done. And this is great for all types of photography, really. Inside churches with wedding photographs, sports, action, night. It works with everything. Landscapes, HDR. So there we go, and I'll just go to fit the screen. You can see showing up the mask, this mask here, where I have painted in that. And it's removed all the noise on the buildings and looks fantastic. So that would be a quick before. I'll show you. Here's our before and our after. Now I want to show you quickly how we will get rid of the sky noise. So that would just be using one of the stronger presets. Here we just left clicked on the top layer, hold down shift, left click on the second layer, and we want to collapse them together. So that is Control E or Command E on the Mac. And there you go, you've got your one layer. So we're going to duplicate, Command J. Let's just open up denoise again, and we will just simply use one of the stronger presets because the noise in the sky was a lot more powerful than this lighter preset could handle. So I'm going to use either strongest or strongest with debanding. Let me just do that. And we'll have a look at the result. Look at that. Like that's the after, that's the before. Is it too much? It depends on like what you're after. Personally, I would probably reveal a little bit more, so let's bring that down a little bit. You can see how much that changes. Around there is good for me because I don't want it totally smooth, which we could easily do. Let's take this all the way up. You can, yeah, and that might be great for like seascapes and things like that, where you want that beautiful flowing water. We just want a little bit of noise, just to bring some texture into the sky. So I'm just going to click OK, and I'll see you back in Photoshop. Okay, so this is the much stronger preset of DeNoise, and it removes basically everything. But as you saw, I took it a little bit back a bit, just so we could have some texture in the sky. And we do the same method as before, because I like to use the mask to just paint in the amount of noise I need and where I want it. Do the layer, going over to the paint bucket again. You can hit X key to switch the black and white, left click on your image to hide the layer. Now we go B for brush, or you can select your brush from up here, and we'll just enlarge it a little bit, and we hit X again, which is the white brush, and 100% is fine up here, and we will just paint it like this, and that should remove all the noise from the sky. Showing the mask. Whoop, okay. Missed a bit. That's fine. Just make sure I get to the edge there. And I will show you how it looks, the before and after. Boom. And then there's our after. A big difference. So this is just unusable, and then you could print this easily now. Huge print with no worries. And that is the end of the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. You can follow me at various ways, but the best way would be through my website at LukeZeme.com. Again, the link for this product is below. And don't forget, you can get a discount with the code LukeZemePhotography, and that's on all Topaz products. See you next time.